Okay, so it's time to work through some just different standing, different poses, different stretches for the body. Come on, pull that leg up and pull it forward. Pull that hip forward. We're gonna get into some balancing holds today too. A couple of those. Some really good stretches for the legs and probably pretty much the full body. Let's just kind of come on here. Hold that leg up there. We're gonna switch it out to the, actually we're gonna switch it before we go to the other leg, we're gonna switch it into tree, okay? So 3, 2, 1. Come on, pull it in. Hold it up there. Tree pose. You can bring the hands up. Look up if you can. Hold that. Same leg that we have still, that we're up on. We're gonna come on down, figure 4 it, and sit it back. Your standing leg is like, okay, I'm ready to switch. Almost. All right, come on up. Walk it for a second. Other leg, pulling it up. Pull that hip forward. Pull those glutes and hold this. So this week I had a lot more stretches in there than I normally do for each day. It was more of a, okay, Google, resume. Sorry, I had to talk to Google for a second. It was more of a week to kind of slow it down a little bit, although I still did cardio and weights, but they were combined together. In series, okay, take it to tree. Pull it in. Hands up. Ooh, center it. Then go up. Okay, so there was, woo! My balance isn't there on this leg, come on. Pull it back in. If you fall out, you get back in. If you have to, do tree with the arms out. Get your focus. So I haven't decided yet for sure. Not quite sure why the camera decides to turn off sometimes, but it does. And move back in there. I'm not quite sure what this next week's gonna hold, is what I was about to say. However, I'm gonna get it in there and I'll put it together tomorrow, whatever I'm feeling for the week. I'll get in there and get it done. Okay, so we've held this one, I think, long enough. It's time to go to figure 4. Sit it back, stretching out those glutes. Worked them today, that's for sure. Three, 2, 1. Come on up. Walk it for a second. Now take this leg. You have it in, right? You're grabbing that toe, pull it out. Other arm can come out to balance you, or you can put it on your hip if you can. Hold it. And come on in. Cross, sit it down. Come on up. Other leg. Ready for it, coming in with it. Grabbing that toe, pulling it out. Get that balance. Get that focus. Put the hand on the hip if you can. Hold it out there. Coming on in, crossing it over, sitting it down, coming on up, walk it out. So we do a few balancing moves there, right? So let's now come to the top of the mat. Step 1 foot forward into warrior 1. Now going into warrior 2. You pivot that back foot. Come into warrior 2, put that elbow down and lean down into the front. Hold it. Going from the front forward full lean to triangle. Straighten out that front leg. Coming back into warrior one. Warrior two, sorry. Pivot it back now to warrior one. Come all the way down, release the foot, lean into it. Really pull forward. Hands to the mat, bring the front leg in, glutes down, roll it down. Coming in, sliding them in, stepping it back, pushing back. Downward dog. Walk it back. Forward fold. Come all the way up. Now, doing it with the opposite leg. So I guess I'm switching sides this time. And stepping it forward into warrior one. Taking it from that warrior one to warrior two. And then from that warrior two now, elbow down, lean it over. Hold this. That really good stretch there, that hold that you're doing too. Kind of the balance in here also. Or we take the forward lean into triangle. Now, straighten that front leg, triangle. Hold it out, feel that really good stretch right here. Inner thigh, should feel that stretch really good in there. Coming back up to warrior two. Set it right this time. Going from warrior two into warrior one. Sometimes it flows, sometimes it doesn't. Coming on down, releasing that leg, leaning it forward. Get that really good stretch in there. Coming down, pulling that front leg in, getting those glutes to the mat, and rolling it on down. Coming on up, stepping it back, pushing it back. Hey, buddy. And now, since I have a cat, I'm just skipping the forward fold and coming down to the mat. All right, now butterflying. We're gonna do crossover. So we're gonna do our little cross leg, one leg over the other like this time. Bring them in. Feel that stretch as you pull them in there. Sit up tall. So you're pulling those in, legs are in like that. Arm up, pull it back. So remember, you got your right leg over the left leg, right arm behind the back. That's what I've got. Whatever direction you have, remember that. Pull it in there. Hold it. Come on, pull those legs back. Back out. Coming down, switching legs. Leg over the other. Pull yourself into that little pretzel there. Pull your arm up and over. Pat yourself on the back. Come on, stretch it out. All right, come on in. Coming down. Put your feet Bring back on them. Just sitting back for a second. Now take your feet flat on the ground and sit it back. Get that stretched. Kitty cat, I don't want you to drool on me. That's nasty. Will you just lay down? Lay down, buddy. You can lay on that mat for me. I'll let you lay on that mat, okay? I'll let you lay on that mat. As I'm stretching my legs while I'm doing this. I'm gonna get him to calm down. All right, so pull that back. Now take your hands forward. Keep your glutes to the mat. Ah! I get hit me in the head, but when it hits me in the face with the tail, that's a little different story. All right, so now one leg forward. One leg stays backwards. Whatever way you can do it, however far you can get it back. Okay, just get that little stretch in there. Come on, hold it down. Straighten that front leg out a little bit more if you can. If you're all the way down to the ground, you're very flexible. I'm not that flexible. I'm working on it. I'm gonna hold it down there, hold that stretch. Come down, sit down. Move the cat. Forward fold over that front leg. Come on up. Go back to the sitting. Both legs back for a second. And you know, it's hard to remember to stay doing the same thing on both sides when you have a cat now that wants attention. Okay, so now. No, this hand can't be for you right now. You're just rolling all over my legs. It's disgusting. All right, so first, legs out. That leg's back. Stretch into it. And we're gonna come up. That back leg back. The front leg forward as much as you can. Pull it down. Feel that stretch. When you think, okay, I'm down as long as I'm gonna go. Pull yourself down a little bit further. Hold it. All right, coming in with the front leg, or the back leg that is, and leaning over the front leg for forward fold. Coming on up, both legs together, hand on the outside of the knee, twist it one way. Coming back, other direction, twist it. Is that your hand? Is it really your hand? Are you trying to get it? All right, so let's twist it. Come on back to the O4s, and we're pushing back to child's pose. Not my head. All right, coming up, top of a plank. Hold it back. Scoot the cat bum. Come on down, all the way to the mat. Curl the toes backwards. Push up to cobra. Push back to child's pose. I was going to come all the way down, but I have a cat in front of me. Bring those hands in. Come up to the all fours. Curl the toes under. Come up. Downward dog. Walk the hands back. Forward fold it. Halfway lift. Forward fold it. Moving the cat. Come over to one side now. Stretch over to one side. Hold that leg. Back to forward fold. And the other side. Come on back in. Back center. Take that leg again. And we have it back behind us where we started. Bringing it forward and holding it. Going back into the figure four again. Sitting it back down one more time. Back up. Other leg. Behind for just a couple seconds. Forward. Pull it in. Cross it over. Sit it down. Come on back up. One more, hands behind the back. Come up and over and down. And done. All right, so it's just going through some different moves. Really stretching out, trying to get full body with a lot of leg focus because of today's workout. We're also focused a lot on the legs, but we got to keep working through things. Stretch out that body, regroup. Even if I don't do one on this thing, I try to get some stretches in each day, a little bit more, a little bit extra. I just don't always get them on the recording, but stretching is very, very important for you. So continue to move through your cardio, move through your weights, whatever your focus is, but don't forget to stretch your body out so you can keep on moving forward, checking it off, and getting it done.